What? Oh my gosh. All right, what up, y'all? It's Matt. So a couple of weeks ago, I changed my belts on my truck, my tensioner pulleys. I greased them. You can check out that tip up here. And I changed the water pump. So I got a bright idea while I was changing the water pump. I was like, you know what? This engine's real dirty. I think I'll pressure wash the whole thing and make it nice and purty. Like, clean it up nice, right? So when I was doing it, I remember an old Scotty Kilmer video where he said, never pressure wash the engine bay on modern engines because they have so many sensors and electronics, you're bound to mess something up. Well, I didn't listen, Scotty, and I went ahead and did it. I was very mindful, very careful to not get it, on the sensors, on the computer. I was very mindful of where I was putting the water, staying far away, not really getting in there too much. But I messed something up. It's the next couple days later. The truck's not running good. It's kind of in limp mode. And I think I messed something up or shorted it out. So guys, we're going to dive into this thing and see what went wrong and see just how bad I messed my truck up. And hopefully we can fix it. All right, guys. So I got the truck scanned. It looks like we got a code P0327. P0327, knock sensor 1, circuit, low input, bank 1. Same code again, knock sensor, bank 2. So it looks like the knock sensors are bad or something happened when I pressure washed it. It got corroded, it damaged the sensor, something. So we need to go up to the engine and find this harness and let's diagnose it back down and see if we can trace it back down to see what the problem is. All right, so you can see the check engine lights on right there. Let's go test these sensors and see what they're reading. All right, so there's the plug right there, that blue one. I'm gonna disconnect it and hook it up to a multimeter and see if these things are working. All right, guys, so here's the setup. I got the positive lead on one of the knock sensor leads. Come down to the battery, got the ground there. And what do we have? 93.5 thousand ohms. So I got it set to the 200K ohm range. It's supposed to read 99,000 ohms to 100,000 ohms, and we got 24. So let's switch to the other lead. Let's see, 10 ohms. So these are bad. Basically, you can knock on the block and watch the multimeter, but you can just knock on the block and it should change the ohms. But it's not. I've already tried it. They're bad. I'm going to get a new sensor and show you what it's reading. All right, so I went and got some genuine AC Delco knock sensors because people said they used the aftermarket ones and they didn't last very long, so I'm never doing this again, so I went and got genuine ones. I'll post links in the description where you can get them for cheap because those things are like 90 bucks at the stores. They're like 40 bucks on Amazon. I don't know why they're so overpriced. But basically, what we're going to do is test it here. And you can see 99,000 ohms right there. If we pretend like the engine's pinging or knocking, pinging, 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 pinging. You can see the ohms climb up and then they come back down. So it's pinging, pinging, and then the engine adjusts, the fuel accordingly so it doesn't destroy itself. And it limits the power. So that's our problem. I got new ones. Let's go ahead and get these things swapped out. All right, so I blasted everything out with compressed air here because in these little valleys down in here, there's all kinds of acorns and junk that'll fall down in the engine when we lift the intake off. So we don't want to destroy our engine, so I made sure to blast everything out down in there. All right, guys, so I got all of the wiring harnesses disconnected. They got these little clips on the injectors, on the wiring harness on the injectors, and they are a pain in the butt to get off. But I got all 8 of them off. I got all the wires off. I'm going to flip y'all around and show you what I'm working with. All right, guys, so check it out. I got all the wires disconnected. I got them tucked up over here. Tucked up over here. I got my paper towels ready to get soaked up with some gas when I disconnect the main fuel hose there. But you know what? I was thinking. You see that spot down there? Right up in there is where I hit it with the pressure washer the most. and I had a 40-degree tip on the pressure washer, and you know what happens when you shoot high-pressured water at stuff? It goes every direction. So it shot up under here, shot all up under this foam. You can see the foam, shot all up under here, and I can feel the sensor cap in there. And it just blasted water all up in there, probably disconnected the wire. But it damaged something. So you can see I got it clean here, and it's still dirty there. So I bet you that's what's going to be the problem when we get it apart. But yeah, it's 5 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 bolts total. So let's set y'all up on the tripod, and let's get this intake manifold pulled off of here. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get this vacuumed up because you can see there's some sticks and some junk here. I do not want that in my engine. Alright, so let's go ahead and check it out. Delphi. See what's going on in here. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's got a little bit of water in here. You can see that wire's not looking too good right there. So I don't really see anything here, but it's definitely bad. Let's check the back one out, see what we got up in here. What? Oh my gosh. Look at all that rust. And there's mold in there too? Dude. This has been going on for years, and that wire's not good either. This must have been going on for years, and the pressure washer just pushed it over the edge, I guess. That's crazy. That is disgusting. So I'm going to pull these connectors off and tape this thing up so nothing falls down the engine, and then we'll get it cleaned up and see what the deal is. All right, boys and girls, I found the problem. You can see the back one has got a ton of water in there, so when I pressure washed it, I guess it filled up, and it's got about 1.5 inches of water in there. Not cool. So that sensor's toast because it's all soaked on the inside now. This front one's dry. Got some PB Blaster in there. It's going to soak overnight. And then I got everything taped up so no dirt can get in there, and I got the bolts in there because the holes go all the way through, so no dirt got in there. But I got my little brush, and I'm just coming around making it all nice and purty. Just doing it like this, you know, cleaning up, blowing it off with the air compressor, just getting in here and getting what I missed with the pressure washer. But one thing I noticed was on these bolts, the seal around them is all cracked up. So it's going to be hard to tell on camera. But basically you can see it's got a crack there, and if you spread it, the whole thing is cracked up. So I'm going to have to get new ones of these. But yeah, other than that, pull these old sensors out and put the new ones in the morning. Alright, so check them out. Here's the old ones. You can see how rusty that is. Man, these are destroyed, huh? So let's put the new ones in there and torque them to 15 foot-pounds. Alright, so here's the new sensor harness right here. I didn't get the GM one because this was half the price. It's the exact same thing. But basically you can see it's got new caps, everything. So they say in a GM service bulletin, you're supposed to make like a, I don't know what you'd call it, a mound around here, dam to keep water out, and then leave one side open like a big U around it. I'm just going to silicone the whole thing in there because I don't see the point in that. And yeah, I've got some red RTV silicone like it says to use, and I'm about to just silicone these puppies down, and then I might build a dam around that. Alright, always get brand new harness when you do this because if it has corrosion in there, or the wires are burnt or damaged or whatever, you're going to have to rip it all back apart again because it's just going to give you more codes and problems. So always get a new harness when you do this. All right, so I'm gonna check these before, you know, we put it all back together. So watch this. Watch the multimeter right here. You'll see that when I start tapping on it, it's gonna change. All right, they're good. Let's seal them up. All right, so check it out. I got it all walled up with about 1/4 inch of silicone, center hole sealed. I got it to drain out the back right here. It's not sealed up there. That's how the service bulletin said to do it. So you can see there's the back one, there's the front one, and then if water pulls up here, it'll drain out. And then we got new intake manifold gaskets. These are Felpro ones. These are way better than these stock ones like this. The clippy type that clip on the intake. Those are trash. That can go on the ground. But yeah, we just got to put the intake up here. I'll put links in the description to these intake manifold gaskets on Amazon and all the supplies I used in this video. Check out down there if y'all need supplies. Let's get the intake manifold back on here and get this truck back running. All right, I'm gonna finish these up, torquing them up, and then we'll be back when we're gonna put the wires back on. All right, let's see. Okay. Well. Oh, look at that. It's gone. Check engine light is gone. I've primed the fuel pump, or the fuel rail. I primed it up a little bit, so it started right away. But it looks like it's fixed. Yes. All right. Sweet. Damn, that's just running smooth. All right, let's take this thing for a spin and see what happens. Oh yeah, it's running great now. It's got all the power it had before. It is running good. Sweet, that's fixed. All right guys, so I am not a happy camper right now. So after 2 days of working on this truck, we took the whole top end of the engine apart. Well, we took the intake apart and we replaced everything like you saw. Then I went and test drove it. It runs great. It's amazing. You know, it's got all the power back. But I came back out here and the radiator fans were running. And I was like, what? They were running. So I cranked the truck. Then they turned off and I was like, okay, that was just weird. Came back at night and they were running. And I was like, oh no, something's wrong. So apparently it's like a dual issue. You know, the radiator fans and the knock sensors. Apparently the PCM, the blue connector, can get corroded. So that's where we're at now. I'm not very happy with this. We're gonna take apart the computer. Hopefully there's no water in the computer. But when I was pressure washing it, I didn't get water down on the computer. I know that for a fact. So guys, never pressure wash your truck. I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not very happy right now. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully we can fix this thing. All right guys, so here's the deal. I got the key in my hand right here and the electric fans are still running. So you can see what I'm talking about. And last night, I tried all different kinds of stuff. It killed the battery overnight, but basically there's a hidden compartment under here. It's fuses and relays, and I tried messing with that. Those are very difficult to get at, but didn't really do much. I got the temperature sensor down here. Where is it? Right there. Disconnected it. That didn't turn them off. So I was looking online, and the PCM is what I'm at next. I always thought that was the computer, but apparently it's down here, and I know for a fact that I didn't pressure wash down here. So there can be corrosion in those connectors. So I'm about to, I already blew it out with compressed air, but I'm about to take those connectors off and see if there's any corrosion. Wish me luck. And there it is. Look at that beautiful corrosion. So the seal is compromised. You can see the dirt. I'm gonna get some rubbing alcohol and clean this out. I'll replace the seal, but I'm gonna spray some WD-40 in here so that it can't get corrosion in there in the future. Hopefully I didn't get anything in the computer. I don't have time to take it apart today, but let's get this cleaned up and let's go check out the connection on the truck and see what the deal is. All right, so you can see the corrosion on the very bottom pins and you can see the dirt. Not too happy about that, but it should clean up. Hopefully this will fix it. So I'm gonna get these cleaned up and then let's see how it's running. All right, so I'm just getting in there with a toothbrush and some rubbing alcohol. I took the plastic piece off. And you can see the lovely green corrosion down in there. Not too happy about this. All right, nice and quiet. No fans running. It looked like they did the trick, guys. Yep, dead silent. All right, sweet. All right, y'all, so that's it for the video. I'm glad we got it started and we're able to fix it. So I'll never, ever, ever pressure wash another engine bay like this on a modern truck like this or car or whatever as long as I live, because I'm not shorting out stuff again. That was a pain in the butt to fix. Who cares if the engine's dirty as long as it runs right? So lesson learned, Lesson learned, guys. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I'll check y'all out in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Peace.